I have my top 5 home theater must-haves, and we're starting with number 5.
5.
Coming at number 5 is cable organizers / labels. In my home theater, I have everything under some sort of wire track, like a racetrack, and everything is labeled. So if you ever move things around, maybe upgrade gear, change the whole room, you want to make sure that things go back to where they're supposed to. You probably have at minimum 5, 6, 7 speakers in your room. Some people have more, 11, 12, or beyond that. And sometimes things can get a little bit messy. You want to make sure that you're plugging things up where they're supposed to go to, that you know what cable goes to what, and it's best to do that with cable labels. I have every speaker wire and every RCA and every XLR cable labeled with what they are and where they go. So it's easy to maintain, it's easy for maintenance, it's easy to plug things back in if I have to take it apart. It's also a safety hazard. If you have a lot of what we call spaghetti around the room, spaghetti noodles is a whole bunch of wires. Maybe you have all your amplification and all your processing and everything, your 4K TV stick, you have your Apple TV, everything in the front of the room in a center console. You can see all those wires and things get messy and jumbled. It could potentially be a fire hazard or a risk. Things can touch each other. You can get a short. Things can cross-talk, like putting power cables next to speaker cables can cause some sound interference, some pink noise, white noise, whatever you want to call it. So it's good to have all your cables managed. All my cables are in a racetrack, like a wire hider, to keep things concealed and out of sight, and it makes for a much better looking presentation, but it also makes things easier to manage, keep things clean. So number 5, cable organizers and labels.
4.
Number 4 on my list are universal remotes. If you are like me and you have a lot of different gear to control, there's nothing worse than having a remote for each thing all over the, the center console, the TV, the coffee table, whatever. You don't want all these remotes going everywhere, especially if you're not the only person who's going to be using the equipment. A universal remote allows you to control everything with one remote. So if you want to change to the Fire Cube TV, you can. And then if you want to change to your Apple TV and then change to your Blu-ray player, but control the AV receiver, you can do all that with one remote. That way you can toss the other ones in the closet and never have to worry about them. A lot of universal remotes are now rechargeable too, like with a USB Type-C cable or something like that. So now you can do away with batteries too and just charge your remote and then use it whenever you need to. It's a must-have for me because I have so many different things that I control in my home theater, and it just makes it simple to where I can just tap a button and control the home theater with one remote. So number 4 for me are universal remotes.
3.
Number 3 on my list is some sort of equipment cooling. We all know that home theater gear emits heat. Amplifiers, receivers, things like that, they produce heat. And if you have them in some sort of closet or a entertainment center, things can get hot very quickly. And the worst thing for electronics besides dust is heat. They prematurely make things wear out a little bit faster. Depending on what amplifier you have, heat may even degrade audio quality. Now, it's not common. If you have a really well-built amplifier, like an external amplifier, sometimes if they get hot enough, it can reduce sound quality until they cool down. Again, it's rare, but it's a possibility. If you are like me and you have all your equipment in the closet, it is more than important to make sure that you have proper cooling for your equipment. Yes, equipment have fans inside of them, but it may not be enough air coming in to really benefit from the fans on the inside of your equipment. Of course, heat rises, so you need a way to get that heat out of your closet or out of your entertainment center. So for me, I have what we call Aircom Infinity fans. They are a really good company that make different kind of fans for different purposes, small, large, and they're very quiet, and they help get the air out of a closet or bring fresh, cooler air in. So if you care about your equipment even just a little bit, I highly recommend you have some sort of cooling. Even if you have your fans in the open or your equipment in the open, it may be good for you to put a fan on top of it just to make sure that things are running cool so that you can enjoy your equipment for a long time. That's number 3 on my list.
2,
Number 2 on my list for the must-haves in home theater is a large screen. And I don't care what kind of screen you pick. You can go projector, you can go TV. I don't care which one you go for, but just make sure that it's the largest that you can fit. Now, there are rules of thumbs. You can't just put a 120-inch screen inside a 10 by 10 bedroom. That won't make any sense, but you do want to go as large as you can that makes sense for your room and for your seating arrangement. That way, when you are using that screen, that you get the most immersion. There's nothing worse than having great sound and having a 42-inch TV to go with it. Just breaks the immersion. So you want to have the biggest screen that you can. Now, don't break the bank. You don't want to go and spend all your money if you really don't have it. Take your time, buy what you need for now, and then upgrade in the future. But keep in the back of your mind that you want to have the largest screen possible in your room to make sure that you're getting the best home theater experience possible. That's the whole point of home theater, is to have the big screen at home. So that's number 2 on my list.
1,
The number 1 theater must-have for me is a good subwoofer. I mean, a good one. Good bass is like 35% of what people consider quality. So when you walk into a home theater and you hear a really big subwoofer or really big bass, we perceive that as a good theater because bass has such an influence on how we perceive quality sound. If you have high-end speakers with no subwoofer, it might sound good, but it's like, I think I'm missing something. But as soon as you turn that subwoofer on, you're like, okay, now we're talking. Bass is really important. It's probably the second most important speaker in a home theater is a good subwoofer. So don't just have any subwoofer. When I say good, I mean something that can play pretty loud, get pretty deep, 20 hertz or lower, something that's gonna really be musical and something good for movies. Find a sub that suits you. Again, it's subjective what a good subwoofer is. It depends your needs, it depends your room, it depends the room size, it depends the content that you choose to consume. But overall, a good subwoofer is a subwoofer that can play pretty loud, sound good while doing it, and dig really deep, because that's what a subwoofer is all about. Digging deep, playing loud, and sounding good and clean while you're doing it. So for me, that's my number 1 must-have. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my top 5 must-haves in home theater. Of course, there are a number of other things that you must have in a home theater, but I wanted to share for you my 5. If you have a different 5, what I want you to do is get down below in the comment section and leave me your top 5 must-haves in a home theater. Let me know that down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already. Stay cool, because it's hot. And we'll see you in the next video. K-Pace Guy out. Peace.